Back live with you tonight here on Newzroom Afrika. Thanks for staying on. Big day today, the announcement of the National Senior Certificate results presented a little bit earlier on at the Mosaic Church out in Randburg. Present there, of course, all the MECs, including the dignitaries of the day, which would have been the students. Great performance, showing a slight improvement to the results that we saw released last year. Let's discuss those results a little bit further now, joined by the University of Johannesburg Education Faculty Head, Professor Nadine Petersen. Prof, good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on here on News at Prime. An overall improvement also at the National Senior Certificate side in terms of those numbers. Does this outcome, I suppose, put to rest the long-going debate and the perception around the quality of these results, as the Minister says, stability overall within the system, ensuring a system that is improving and that is robust?
Good evening, and good evening to the viewers as well. Thank you for that question. I think that, this pass rate is expected. There is stability in the system, and we've seen an increase over the last while, the last number of years, to get to the 82.9% that was announced today. I think in some respects it will put to rest some of the concerns, but there are still a number of challenges, and the Minister herself spoke about these challenges that need to be overcome in the system. So I don't think it completely eradicates the questions around quality versus access that have always been around, especially as we've seen the pass rate go up.
So if we're seeing an increasing, for example, in bachelor rate passes at quintile 1 to 7 schools, where does that then put the debate on the quality versus the resources that are available?
Yeah, I think an important question is, or an important element is to look at how much actually gets put in by the Department of Education, the districts, into the matric year. So there is definitely an investment in the children of the poor, the poorest of the poor, the no-fee schools. And if you combine that with nutrition programs, additional resources and so forth, that definitely we are seeing the effects of that in the system and in the high number of bachelor passes that we are getting. I think what is important to look at also are two things. One is, what is the quality of the bachelor pass? So that's an important question. How many of the young people who come from these schools or actually attain bachelor's passes will make it into a university degree? Because I'm very wary of, without detracting from the immense achievement of these young people, how many of them will be able to actually find a space in university? And so that's a key question. If I think about my own university, we have about 10,500 spaces, and we get in excess of 400,000 applications for qualifications. So there is also a question about what kind of quality of bachelor passes are we talking about? Where, for instance, are students getting distinctions? And are the subject choices that students are taking ensuring that, as the speaker who opened from MTN spoke earlier, are they taking subjects that and getting the distinctions in the areas that will enable us as a country to grow in terms of fields of the fourth industrial revolution, such as data science, machine learning, technologies and automation, and so forth.
So we've got the National Qualification Framework, and the debate now is about whether or not we need multiple pathways to get us to that qualification. There are some, previously was an MEC, now he's the Premier of Gauteng, who says, why have the multiple pathways when ultimately when we come to higher education, we are going to sit in the same classroom and write the same exam? Is there value in having the multiple pathways?
So there are two things here. One, there must be multiple pathways for all children who pass out of matric. You cannot only have university as the only option for for further post-secondary school education. I'm not sure I'm in agreement with the idea of eradicating the exam systems, which is a completely different issue. For me, it isn't actually about the exam systems, but the support we provide to students in both independent and school systems, public school systems, but also what kind of pathways we provide for these young people. Are they going to be absorbed into the economy? If you look at our state of unemployment in the country, it's really worrisome. So we're adding another batch of young people with high hopes, high dreams. They've worked exceptionally hard to get the kind of results they are getting, and what's going to happen to them. And I think, I read a very interesting quote the other day by the motivational speaker called Ivor Swartz, who says it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a country to raise a generation. And I am concerned about the lost generation of young people.
Prof, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. Prof Nadine Petersen there.